go. Talk to him.
Classic codes, I ain't taking it slow. Forgive me, Lord, I woke up in that mode. What is the winters when left in the cold? Yeah, it's the best daytime live show on all of YouTube. It's the classic codes. I gotta come to the ring, baby.
Fighting out of the southpaw stance. Standing at 6'2", 190 pounds. I give you, boy, I'm made different. I work too hard. Ain't no way I ain't getting paid different. This from the dirt, this from the mud. You ain't slave with me. This was strictly for my homies that was brave with me. You can't come in with me now if you ain't came with me. Skull looking at you side eye if you ain't with real life. I seen a couple people try and it ain't in prison. I only keep the people around this in the way I level up, I make them spin differently. I should start a foundation. They be make a wish in me. I got these hoes in the fringe. They can't seem to get to me. Babe, I done mastered discipline. It take more than booty cheeks. Need a little more conversation, cause I still be trying to see. I be listening with my eyes. Yeah, I still be trying to see. I be moving like the prize. You can't find another me. Let's get focused. Want the fruits of your labor, gotta climb the tree.
Alright. Yo, it's classic with the classic codes. And we got another great live show for y'all, man. Make sure y'all hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you jump in the comments whether you agree or disagree, because we got to crack these codes, man. But I got another great live show for y'all. We got a reaction video. We got a question of the day. We got a story time. And, of course, we got a code language conversation. So we're going to get right into it. We heading over to Anton Daniels for our reaction video. We heading over to Anton Daniels, and they're actually discussing, let me see. They're discussing, here we go. You'll never get 100% of a woman. That's what they're discussing. That's what they're going to be debating. That's what's going to eventually, I think, come up in this clip. And that's what we're going to really dive into. We're just going to react to the whole clip overall. But that's the basis of the conversation based on the clip. I didn't watch this already. Joe Jet in the building early. What's going on, bro? 333. You know the energy. What's going on, bro? Yup. So we getting right into this one. And then from there, we'll go into the question of the day. So let's get it rolling.
See, that's where it goes left for me.
But they're okay. So they don't know they don't know any Western society. They're in the Amazon. So I do know what he's talking about with that.
That's how we know that we are taught jealousy and hate, because it's a taught thing over there. It was never a thing, so they didn't know that I was supposed to be mad because my girl got fucked by him.
They're also living in huts.
No, I won't say that. I think
in
straw
houses.
Right. I think that it's always been a thing for men, and it always will be a thing for men. Because if a man dominates me and I'm with you, then that feels like he's dominating you. I get that. I personally don't want to be touched by strangers, but I understand that might be what you want to do. I think genetically, that's what we're more predispositioned to. Like, that's why men can have 1,000 babies in a month, and a woman can have one in a year. You know, like there's a reason for that. There's a reason that we're set up the way that we are. And I'm just like, I'm not gonna fight nature.
No, it's not. It's not random.
One is the
hold on. We're not gonna skate past that. We're not gonna skate past giving this black woman credit for saying on the internet that she's not gonna fight against nature. She understands the nature of things. And instead of beefing with God, the designer of the shit, she just gonna accept it for what it is and make her own adjustments in her perspective and her approach to things. I can respect that. See, we're not here to bash women or bash black women or bash black men or bash anybody. We here to crack the codes. That is the nature of the beast on this channel. You feel me? So we got to give her credit, because that's code cracking behavior right there. Shout out to Kimmy from the Anton Daniels After Hours show. Let's roll.
Hold on one second. I gotta hear Carrie on this because she's very quiet.
Okay.
Wait a minute. Let me just see what she got. I want to hear what Carrie got to say. Come on. I got you, Quentin. Hold on. Give me a second. Carrie, what's your thoughts on this?
I definitely think that the dynamics have changed. I think that more people say that they are accepting of different types of relationships, but I think a lot of people are lying. And I think that a lot of people are just kind of rolling with whatever happens, but that's not necessarily what they want to do. I think that one man, one woman is not bondage. I think that makes sense. I think it works. Those people.
Hold on.
It don't work. You said it don't work.
Okay. Get your forethought out.
I mean, that's pretty much it. I think that this y'all going laugh at me or whatever, but I think that these types of conversations are the reason why people need to get back into the word, because there's order there, there's sense there. Things line up better, in my opinion, that way.
Why do we laugh at that?
I agree with the part where Carrie says people need to get back into the word. Listen to me. I'm not a religious person. Being a spiritual person and understanding all that being spiritual encompasses and the thought processes that you need to adopt and things like that, it's not made for everybody. Most of y'all need some indoctrination to a degree. Indoctrination to your detriment, no, but to a degree, yes, so that we can have some order, some practicality, some a general sense of morals and principles that most of us agree on. That's how you have society in the first place. So people, society becoming godless overall that's not a good thing. And spirituality isn't godless at all, but most people don't understand how to live life spiritually without a Quran or a Bible or a Torah. Most people need a book to go off of. Y'all do need to take y'all ass back to church. I agree with Carrie on that part. I also agree with her on the part where she said a lot of people be acting like they can accept different lifestyles, like polygyny and stuff like that, and they be fooling themselves and they be lying, and they get into them situations and realize the hard way that they actually can accept them lifestyles. So I do agree with Carrie in that regard. But like I said, in the same breath, I agree with Kim too, saying that she understands the nature of things. Even though some folks can't handle it, it doesn't mean that it's unnatural, right? Let's continue. Let's see how the conversation progresses. Shout out to everybody that's in here. Hit the like button while you're here. Get the likes up. Let's go.
Well, why? You always make fun of me when I start talking about the Bible and stuff like that.
No, we don't.
But I think that there are very few people. Let me not say very few people. I was talking to a friend about this not too long ago. Like the Bible implies, in my opinion, that God wants it one man, one woman. But it acknowledges that it's not always one man, one woman. To me, the Bible also implies that one of the reasons it shouldn't be multiple men, multiple women is the chaos and the disorder that gets created. And I think that there are some people who can really handle a polyamorous type of a situation. I think there are some people who can handle it with rules, with structure, with resources, with with all of that. But I think that's very few and far in between. So in general, I think it should be one man, one woman. I think that there should be more structure to what a relationship is. And if you don't like that, what I do think is, if you don't like what a relationship is, don't be in one, and be honest about it.
There we go. Hey, she cooking with hot grease now. Hey, Carrie ain't said nothing wrong. I agree wholeheartedly. In this part of the world, we just got to factor in reality, right? Not the way it should be, but the way it is. With the way most people are taught to think, the way most people are taught to believe love and relationships should go and are supposed to be in this part of the world, the way that that's taught, right? I can definitely say that it is going to be few and far between as far as the type of man you need to be able to keep order and have multiple women that are in a sister wife posture and a sister wife role. You know what I'm saying? And it's few and far between in regards to the type of woman that you would need to be in order to achieve happiness and solace and greatness in that type of a situation. It is going to be few and far between because our society is set up for people not to think like that. So I agree wholeheartedly that it's definitely going to be few and far between. I also agree that the majority of people should seek monogamy. The majority of people should seek monogamy. But I do think that at the same time, polygyny should be just as normal as monogamy, just happening at a lower percentage, right? So let's say of all relationships, out of 100% of relationships, 80 3% are monogamous relationships. And then that other, 17% is operating inside of polygyny, where there's one man and multiple wives. That would make sense to me, because there's a lot of people who actually need polygyny. Now, when she did say the Bible speaks of polyamory, she misspoke. And it's okay, because most people do misconstrue the definition of polygamy, polygyny, polyamory, all of that stuff. The Bible speaks of polygyny, one husband, multiple wives, not polyamory, where you got women doing what they want on the other side too. That's adultery. You know what I'm saying? The Bible don't speak about that. So it speaks about it being wrong. But yeah, it doesn't speak about polyamory, where both of y'all, the Bible don't speak about open relationships in an acceptable manner. So when she said polyamory, she misspoke. So I just want to correct that. It's polygyny, specifically one man, multiple wives. I do think that needs to be legalized, and I think it needs to be an option that's on the table, document wise and under God, for some people to do, because it is the answer to a lot of people's problems. I talked about in a previous episode how women and people, not even just women, people in general are softer than the societies of yesteryear. We have become a softer brand of human in totality. Am I saying I'm soft? No. I think you could drop me off at any time period and I'll still be me. That's just real. But is everybody like that? No. You had women holding shit down that had 12 kids. And they was making shit happen. And they wasn't even tweaking about it. Still was able to enjoy their family, enjoy their life. And, all this depression and pain and angst that you think Big Mama had, that shit ain't even real. I knew my Big Mama. I'm one of the few people I know that met my great-great-grandmother before she died. So I know my grandparents, or at least one of my grandparents on each side of my family, at least 3 generations back. I've met them, me personally. Pictures, know them, remember sitting in their lap, the whole 9 yards. You know what I'm saying? So like Big Mama wasn't tweaking about Big Daddy and shit like that. What it was back in them days, a lot more people were just accepting of what all life and relationships and everything encompasses. Now we live in fairy tale world where everybody's looking for something that's like super ideal and long term. It don't even go together. The longer you work for a company, the more changes you're going to be there for, the more reorganizations you're going to be there for, the more different types of managers and leadership changes you're going to be there for. That company, if you with a company for 7 years, 10 years, 15 years, that company not going to be moving the same, operating the same, look the same as it did when you walked in the door. It isn't. And the same thing goes for a relationship. I think a lot of people have unrealistic ideologies of what long-term relationships truly consist of. And so because of that, when the ship get rocky, niggas get off the boat. Let's see what else they got. Let's go.
And I think find your relationship the way that you want it to work. That doesn't mean that you're not in a relationship. It just means that your relationship doesn't have traditional rules.
But I don't think that people, one, are honest enough about whatever their real relationship dynamic is. And two, I don't even think that they know, even if they were, I don't think that they really know what their rules are. Which to Anton's question, that's why I do think the dynamic has changed. I think that there is way more acceptance of being all over the place.
Yes, because niggas, I'm gonna tell you why. Because niggas have found out that this monogamous bullshit that they've been pushing on us ain't never worked. It's never going to work, and it's not currently working now.
Well, here's what I will say, 2K. I 100% agree with you that monogamy is difficult. If you ain't following this, I 100% agree with it. I'm sorry. If you're not following the word, it is difficult, in my opinion, to be monogamous and happy and all of it. And I agree.
Listen, Carrie, as a human, what I have known to do is to follow my body. When my body tells me I'm thirsty, I get a cup of water. When my body tells me I'm tired, I take a nap. When my body tells me that I'm horny, now you telling me to pull out a book and ignore my body.
No.
Wait, no.
The book actually said, listen, if when you get horny, you need to do something, go get yourself a wife.
Listen,
but here's the thing, 2K. But that's why I said the word. You got to find a wife who believes in the word, because she will know that when you're thirsty, when you're horny, she got to be available.
Listen, because you would think that getting married or love would evaporate these motherfucking feelings. I'm saying that'll be common sense. And let me tell you how you know that monogamy wasn't a God-made thing. It's not. Listen, God is either dumb at math or it was never intended for him to be this way. How he gonna have 3-to-1 ratio women to men, and then say we all supposed to have our own? Either God want us to share, or the nigga want that good at math. No, just common sense. Y'all see, listen, when you start talking.
Hey, I'm gonna let y'all know right now, listening to them talk about this until it shifts into the you'll never get 100% of a woman conversation, which is why we're here. Until it shifts into that, y'all gonna feel like I'm a hypocrite, because I'm gonna do a lot of agreeing with 2K as well. Like 2K is a man he's similar to me in what he claims to be atheist. I'm not an atheist at all, but he's similar to me in regards to the fact that he grew up in the word, actually studied the word, knows the word, can quote the word, can reach back to the word, reference the word. And so because he understands it through and through, it led him to finding the truth beyond the word. You know what I'm saying? And so because of that, he has a level of balance that most in his communication about it, he has a level of balance that most people will never achieve, because they're not truth seekers, they're faith seekers. And like I told y'all in my code language about truth seeking versus faith seeking, go back and watch it if you haven't. Like I told y'all in my code language, there's nothing wrong with either one, but it's important when you have a conversation to understand which one you are. So if you're a faith seeker, when somebody starts talking the truths that are beyond your faith, you're going to be cut off to that. Don't get frustrated. Don't get irritated. You see how they all cut their screens off? Like, stay in the box. Stay in the box. When y'all was talking and you was referencing the word, 2K didn't cut his screen off. Stay in the box. Let's have the conversation. Don't ditch it. But it's because they don't understand the difference. Okay, I'm a faith seeker, and I know that I'm not going to take my spirituality, my thought processes, my belief system beyond said parameters. There's a firmament over my motherfucking my thought process. I ain't going past this bubble. You feel me? And then a truth seeker is speaking. Just understand, okay, this is a person who has thought beyond where I'm willing to go. I don't even believe in it. So I'ma still take in what they saying, respect that I understand their perspectives when it's over with, learn and become a better, more well-rounded communicator from it. But you don't have to ditch the conversation. It's just, so let's go though.
Talking common sense to Christians, they all blank. You want that good at math. No, just common sense. Y'all see, listen, when you start talking common sense to Christians, they all blank their screen. But how can you say go get your own men when it's not enough men to get your own of?
Everybody ain't supposed to be married. That's
y'all dispelled that the other day. Who was talking about that the other day? That there were more women than men, and y'all said that's not true. Y'all said that wasn't true.
No. Let me be very clear. If you look at the data, there is literally almost an equal amount of men on this earth.
49 to 51.
Right. It's almost equal, right? But if we had a room of 10 women and a room of 9 men, some woman is going to get left out. It's almost equal.
How many apples did Lil Johnny have in the basket?
But here's the thing.
They fucking math up. So they're saying that there's 51% men to 49% women. So they're saying that it's close to equal. Do you understand 51% to 49% on a scale of billions, what the difference is? And then you add in the bromosexuality. When you add in the bromosexuality, the amount of dudes that don't want chicks, it is a 3-to-1 out here globally. It is a 3-to-1. That's why a 6'2" chocolate dude like myself and bearded up like Moses can go to the store and grab whatever I want. And I ain't just talking about the groceries. I can go grab whatever I want. I could just go to the store and get 3-to-1 out here for sure. Yeah, if you 6'2", got a couple dollars in your pocket and know how to keep yourself smelling good, G, you can have what you want in these streets. It's wide open, and we're gonna get into that on the question of the day. But let's continue. He's not 2K, not wrong. They doing the math, but the numbers lie when you don't know why. Let's go.
Not every person on this earth is in their purpose is necessarily to be married. Some of the very examples, and I'm not arguing for or against, the whoever point it is what it is. What I'm saying is, if we're just purely looking at it from a ratio perspective and trying to use that as justification for whether you should or you shouldn't, it's a bad argument, because even in the Bible itself, there were a lot of people that forsake, the whole idea of marriage, in which they didn't necessarily advocate for it, but they believed that their purpose was beyond whatever it is that a woman could offer them. So if you're using that and saying almost like, hey, everybody needs to have this, that's not necessarily true.
But I mean, if you're talking, listen,
man, forget what Anton talking about. You either gonna be the woman or you're gonna be the other woman. That's how it's been. That's how all of y'all have been in polygamous relationships, whether you knew it or not. You either gonna be the woman or the other woman.
And you pick that. And I'm more for honesty than anything. Tell me what's going on. Like, don't blindside me. Don't let me get caught up in the streets hearing something about you that you didn't tell me.
Come on.
That's where I am with it.
Come on, Kimmy. Kimmy speaking that reality. Now listen, it's two ways this go, y'all. Now, when you hear a woman that understands and embraces reality, it's two ways that go, y'all. You either found you a good one, right? One that you could be honest with, tell the truth to, probably how you a sister wife, you know, one that's gonna really rock with you all the way through and through. You might have that. And if you got that, sit the fuck still. If you don't, you regret it forever. Now, there's another one. There's the woman who understands the nature of man. They view it through a very sinister lens, and they feel like if I am going to have to inevitably share, then you are too, and they play in these streets behind your back. That's when you have found a Jezebel. That's when you have discovered a demon. The problem is they both speak the same language, and the only way to tell them the difference is to risk it for a biscuit. Sucks to be us. Let's go.
Y'all just living in this make-believe world.
What was the last part of that question?
I don't remember.
Mika said you gonna tell me
trying to get that last part.
I don't remember. I personally believe that I don't think that women judge as much as we think that they do.
I don't think so either.
I don't think that women judge as much as we think that they do. I think that women are okay with the relationship dynamics being however you define it if they want to be with you.
I just like to call shit for what it is. I'm not dissing nobody's religion. Hey, God has got me through a lot of tough spots in my life. But I just have to call it how it is. If it's up and down, it's up and down. If it's one, it's one. I'm sorry.
And the people that's saying cap in the chat, that all you telling me is that you don't know, you never experienced. Either you've never been honest enough and believed in yourself enough to actually be honest with a woman, or a woman is never.
No, Anton, you speaking from your own experiences, and your experiences cannot be debated. If you went through it and that's your experience, that's cool. But that don't mean that's not happening for men. That's not true. A lot of men find out the nature of women by doing exactly what he's saying men have not done. They've been completely honest with a woman, and it burned the fuck out of them. So he is capping. I disagree with Anton on this wholeheartedly. He's speaking from a position of privilege. Bro, just because you played in the streets for a couple of years and found a wife hella young, got married and still married to this day, and whatever plan you doing is obviously under, if you're doing any plan at all, because I ain't going to put nothing on the man, but if you're doing any plan at all, it's clearly under the government of your marriage. It's agreed upon, so it's not cheating. So, bro, speak from your position of privilege, but understand that it's a position of privilege. That's not true. Most men learn that you can't be vulnerable and honest with women from doing it, bro. Like my favorite quote is, and this is a classic original, anybody else use it, they stole it. If a man is quiet, it's because he tried talking. Remember that. Let's go.
I'm truly showing you that you him. And it don't mean that you know what I'm saying? You could be him to somebody else, but you may not necessarily be him to another chick. So if you saying cap, then that just means that you got some more living to do.
No, it's cap. It's cap. It's cap. It's cap. Everybody, if you in the field, that's the thing, bro. You've been married 20 years, Anton. You ain't in the field. Everybody in the field catch pop flies. There's no nigga that's him to everybody. Nobody. Chris Brown been rejected. Usher been rejected. Anton, nigga, you been rejected. You not him to everybody, bro. Nobody is him to everybody. You supposed to fuck with the women that you are him to. That's cap. It's cap. There are women in this world for you, Anton Daniels, that you could be vulnerable with, and you would be dumb to do so. There are for you, even with your money, your resources, your reputation, everything that you have. If you honest with the wrong woman, you will find out why them niggas in your chat saying cap. I disagree with him wholeheartedly. What he's saying is not facts. It is definitely his POV. Facts. Let's roll.
Maybe you need to stay in a relationship with just one woman, and that's not a bad thing either.
Now, for the record, I do play by the rules that make my wife happy. I'm not a cheater. I'm with one woman. So that's that on that.
You got to put your disclaimer out there. But
yeah. I don't need
whatever rules that you.
Well, hopefully all the guys who heard the first part of what you said. Oh, I'm sorry.
No. We just having a conversation. This is not necessarily applicable to anybody in particular. We just talking.
So I'm saying, hopefully, the guys who heard the first part of what 2K was saying are still here to hear the second part of what 2K just said.
They said Slimmy is frozen. Is Slimmy frozen?
No.
Yep.
You know,
he is.
I'm one of them people. I'm one of them people. My impact
always get froze on the craziest look, bro.
Yeah, it do. My impact won't be felt until I'm gone, bro. Y'all gonna look back at a lot of the shit that I said, and y'all gonna be like, "Damn, 2K was right again."
Yeah, 2K got the goggles on. Once you put the glasses on, and it allow you to see things for what it is, you can't take them off. Dick Gregory said that. Once you got them joints on, you can't take them off. 2K see shit for what it is. And he not emotionally tied to his, a lot of times we get this the thing. In this part of the world, fam, they lie to us starting with everything. Pick something. Language, religion, nigga, the mountains, the trees, history, pick something. Education. They lied to us starting with everything. So once you understand that, and then you put the glasses on, folks, and you can see things for what it is. You get what I'm saying? Your emotional attachment to your previous delusion that you was taught from childhood, that shit got to go away when you're a true seeker. You can't be emotionally tied to some shit that you was invested in when you didn't know better. Forgive yourself. Forgive the people that taught it to you. Understand they was teaching you the wrong shit with the purest intentions. Understand they didn't know no better. Forgive everybody and move forward and learn. The first step to learning this shit for real, like the real world, not the shit they want you to think, but the real world, the first step to learning this shit for real is understanding you've been lied to. Just understand it. It's uncomfortable, fam. I get it. It's the reason why you got grown ass. And when I became conscious and truly like enlightened and awake, right? When my shit opened up, right? Like, I used to wonder how some people could be so smart and still be like tied to a specific religion. But then I understood it because when I got to a place where I started seeing beyond the book, you feel me? I started realizing like, okay, some people stop right here because it's comfortable here. It's sensible. You can get through your life just fine staying right here. Going past this point, shit start getting real uncomfortable. It start getting really uncomfortable. And so then it's like everybody don't want that level of discomfort. They don't. They rather feel like they know. They rather feel like they have an understanding of like how this shit go already versus like knowing I could damn near be looking for truths and more until I die and maybe never figure this shit out. You know, I'd rather just stay right here because this shit give me an end all be all. It tell me like what I can expect and everything. And I kind of like what it looked like. So I'm going to just rock out. It's like a settling place for some people. Religion is. Because I used to wonder, I'm like, this person's super smart. How they still tied to like a book? Like one book. Truth seekers are not tied to one book. I know a dude that practiced Ramadan. What's it called? When they he do the ass shit. He celebrate everybody. He rock with everybody shit. Nigga do Kwanzaa, Christmas, Hanukkah. Whoever right, I'm with him. Let's go.
2K, that's how I feel in a relationship. If you want to end up over there, go. But you're gonna realize once you're gone,
thank you,
what was going on over
but
here.
You have
or maybe I want you too.
Okay, Anton, I went back and listened to it. Okay. it was killing me because I only had one part. All right, so I went back and listened to it, and you said something about having relationships that you have the one person, then you have.
Oh yeah. You have the one person who you may slot and say, because for whatever reason, whether y'all got kids together or whether you developed a longer relationship, whatever the reason is, that person you kind of are a little bit more restrictive or selfish over or whatever. Whereas you then may have another person who you may not have gotten as close to, or maybe y'all are, where you were a little bit more transparent with or whatever. Whereas you with that person for the moment, but you're not necessarily restricting them from doing whatever it is that they're doing. And you may not even want to get as close to them so that you don't feel as restrictive about them because, then you'll start being a little bit more selfish over them. So, is the dynamics of the relationship different? And has it changed today, especially with regard to how it is that we see, the different people that we interact with?
So is that one person having two people or just two different relationships?
Or just two different what?
He's saying is like the one guy who has the two women, should he like be careful with the second woman so he's not as possessive over her as he is maybe over the first one?
Correct. So it don't mean that he likes her. He may even love her, but at the same time, he doesn't get as close to her, but he's not as restrictive with her because he's not as close to her. You know what I'm saying?
Or is he not getting as close to her for the simple fact he doesn't want to?
Man, they should just have this conversation offline. Talk about hiding in plain sight.
Right.
He doesn't want to what?
Get close to her and
he does because he likes her or loves her a lot. He knows if he gets close to her, she'll end up on the same playing field as the other one.
Thanks.
No.
Thanks, me.
I'm not gonna keep talking right now.
I think it's just about how bold he wants to be with his heart. Like if he's afraid that he's going to get close to the second one or whatever and get his feelings hurt.
No, I don't think that's what it is. All right, let me get back on. I think it's more or less about.
I'm expecting you to be naked. Carry on.
I think it could be, first of all, he's taking into consideration what her situation is, right? That's number one, because you can be considerate of another person, and you could also know that it's easier for women to fall in love. So if a woman gets too close to you, sometimes she can't control her emotions, even if she said that she could handle it in the beginning.
Yeah.
They can never handle it.
Yeah, I think that works better for men than women because women want connection.
Well, yeah, you're absolutely right, Molly. Because I've always said that at the end of the day, why would I be wasting my energy with someone that I don't like that?
Well, like when you aside, there's probably just enough man that you want.
Well, see, that's the problem.
I've never heard a side chick satisfied with being a side chick.
But see, it's a deeper level. It's a deeper level because you don't classify them. A side chick,
you don't classify them.
A side chick, in my opinion, is a chick that you run into, or you may be just dealing with her, and it's just a situation. But I think that a person that you may keep a distance from, that you may deal with, it doesn't mean you don't classify them as a side chick. That's a person that you care about. But it's just a person that you're trying to be more logical about the situation because you know that the dynamics might be different.
Okay, let me explain to Molly what I meant by that. So some chicks are cool with wanting affection and a little protection. Like they don't want the provision of a man at all times. They don't want, so like when you come over and you just love them in that moment, that'd be enough for them, Molly. Like not every girl want 100% of that man.
That's true. That's true. There are very much women who will use a guy for utility. I've been in that role before. It's actually a very good role to be in if you single at the time and you got your own shit going on. It's a very good role to be like a utility. Like she kind of want love and affection when she need it momentarily, without the day-to-day, without all the situationship behavior, without all the policing, without all that. Just know when she need that male physicality and that intimacy and that presence or whatever, it's you she called. So it's damn near get a little feel for monogamy. Them joints got all the liberty and the rights to do whatever they want and to still just kind of lean on you in them moments if you reliable and consistent on the pull-up. It's actually a cool little position to play. I ain't gonna lie to you. I played that role as long as I could until, you know what I'm saying? But yeah.
So it's not that they're a side chick that they cool with. It's like he just giving them exactly what they want.
No, she want 100%.
Yeah, because she's compensating with somebody else.
You just understand that that's
right,
not
Molly. I think that's what the case is. She may be compensating somewhere else.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
But it doesn't mean that she don't want 100%.
Well, I mean, yes, she cool with getting from two different places. Like you probably can't poke that button in the back.
Ain't got no choice.
I don't think that that's what happens. I think that in most situations, she just stuck in a situation.
You know that button I'm talking about.
In most situations, she may be stuck in a situation, bro. And it's not that she wants to be in that dynamic. Is that's just what she is.
I don't think he really understands this new batch of females out here. Anton been married 22 years, 20, what do you say? 22 years, 20 years, 21 years. I don't think he understands the new crop of women out here. Like, bro, it's like when I was in the position I was in, when I was the utility guy, right? When Shorty used to call me to come off the bench and get buckets, you feel what I'm saying? She had a dude that would just spin bread. And yeah, she probably was letting him, you know what I'm saying, do whatever for, you know what I'm saying, here and there and shit. But I seen the guy before. She was with me for physical attraction. She was with him because he was tricking. Because me personally, I ain't never gonna be a trick. I can get $2 trillion right now, and I will not keep a woman around me that's around me because I could pay for shit. I only like women around me that actually give a fuck about me. Like for real. In real life. Not because I provide some type of they just really like me. That's all. So you can give me $2 trillion tonight, and I'm still don't want no pay for play activity of any kind. But some dudes be out here tricking. And you know what I mean? Listen, a female then told me we going out to eat. Don't worry about it. He gonna pay for it. Ha! Bet! Yeah. Listen, man. Come on, man. Hey, Anton, you tweaking, folks. You tweaking. They don't always want 100. Sometimes they just need you for that 75. I ain't gonna lie to you, folks. You just never been that dude. You weren't him, as you would say.
That's the circumstance.
I real life know some women who just want some of a nigga. Not all, bro.
Well, that's probably all they can get, but no woman wants some of a man.
Yeah, I've never.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Podcast in the building. What's going on? Georgette said started to sound like she was asking for a friend. Oh my mama, you hear me? Joe, you seen what I was saying, right? I'm like, y'all might want to take this call offline, huh? He said cold-blooded. Yeah, if he paying for it, we eating. What are you talking about? Hey, ain't my fault. It's not my fault. It's not my fault. It's not my fault. Finessing happen every day. Don't go through something for nothing. That's all I could tell that man. If you got finesse because you was leading with money, don't go through something for nothing. Don't let it happen to you twice, champ. But your girl definitely bought us dinner. Fuck you talking about on you. Yeah. It happened. I can laugh about it because I've been played before. So I've been on both ends of the spectrum. So I can laugh. I've been him. So I can laugh. I got to write a passage. But if you only been the dude that's been helping females do men wrong and you ain't got no losses out here, which I don't think that exists. But if you was that one rare dude with no L's out here and you laugh, you bogus as hell. But I took my L, so I can laugh.
Heard that. Like you can understand that there's,
y'all are women, so I'm a rock.
No, you gotta look at it like this. There's some women out there that just think that some is better than none, and that's why they are with these men who have wives or whatever.
But they're settling, and they know they're settling.
That's why I said a lot of people act like they're okay one way, but that's not.
They're not.
Really
no, but here's the thing.
I'm saying when they do some, meaning they're okay with being the other person, but they still want 100%.
No, I don't like the limited vocabulary that they use in this evening on this particular panel. I don't like the limited vocabulary because sometimes women aren't settling. In life, you have to make adjustments. You understand what I'm saying? So there are women who look good, but for whatever reason, right? Let's just for sake of the point that I'm trying to make, let's just say this woman have 2 kids or something, right? But she look good, she fine. Right, she look good. She could still attract the men and get the initial interaction and interest and conversation. But then obviously they find out what she come with. She find out what he come with. Right. There are women who like certain type of men, but because of whatever it is about them, they can't have them the way they want them, but they can get access. It's just not past a certain point. And so instead of dealing with dudes who they less physically attracted to or less financially attracted to, instead of taking that step down, they stay up and just deal with the dude in the capacity that he makes himself available. You could say they settling, but that's a conscious decision. So is it settling? If you be like, shit, instead of stepping down and dealing with dude right here at this level that really like my dirty draws, I'd rather stay up here. I see more pros than cons staying up here dealing with this cat on the side than I do going down a level to deal with this dude that like my dirty draw. That's kind of the decision they making. So is that still settling, or is that just an audible? Is they just calling an audible on the play? Correct me if I'm wrong. Said I just showed up to the spot after she got back from the date. You, sir, are a monster. I'm not a monster, man. I'm not a monster, man. I could never be a monster. I could never be a monster. I don't owe the streets nothing. You understand me? A nigga took my bitch and made 3 babies with her. So I don't owe the streets nothing. I don't owe the streets nothing. Big ups to him for being able to do that. But I don't owe the streets nothing. Nigga, I could never be a monster, nigga. I only got karma to give to the streets, nigga. Is you stupid? Y'all lucky I got discipline. Y'all lucky I'm reading David Goggins' book instead of watching How to Be a Player, nigga. Is you stupid? Y'all don't think I know what I could do out here? I could go to the local Walmart right now and leave with something. Is y'all crazy? Nah, I'm not no monster. I'm chilling for real. I'm not a monster, bro. I'm chilling for real. Don't make me wake up.
Which don't even make sense because you can't have both.
It makes sense, Molly.
It does when you're okay. So like
you can get 100% of somebody you have 50% of.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100% of your 50%. So you don't have to wash it.
Yeah.
So you
so
don't
you're not supposed to do 50-50. You're supposed to give 100-100. It's the same difference.
Man, what is going on here?
Slimmy, what you're not following along, Slim?
You know how many chicks
we all on the same page here?
No, this is bullshit, man. This is bullshit. Fuck that, man.
You know how many chicks?
That's the analogy.
I mean, that's somebody and you get a small portion of them, or you not, and you don't get none of them. Whatever it is, you can't get more than what they offer. So if they only giving you 75%, that's all you're gonna ever get.
What's name?
There's no rationalizing like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get this percentage, and then I'm gonna get over here. No, you still want all of that person. So you're moving around, getting broken pieces of all these different people. That ain't the way you're supposed to be moving.
Wow. I like that, Slimmy. Slimmy said you only gonna get what somebody willing to give, and if they not making 100% available, then all you can get is what they gonna give. Sound like he's saying something that make a whole lot of sense to me. But can you actually get 100% of one person? Shit, these days it's tough. I think you're gonna get 100% at times. If you can get 100% at times, I think you're doing pretty good. Is somebody gonna have 100 to give you every day for the rest of y'all lives? I mean, let's stay realistic, people. We moving into the question of the day, though. Moving into the question of the day. Let me get this set up for y'all. Yes, sir. Y'all gonna like this one. Y'all gonna like this one. And I need y'all to be honest, chat. Because every time I ask these tough ass questions, y'all like to go silent, man. I don't be liking that shit. That's don't do that. We here to crack the codes. You know what I'm saying? We here to crack the codes. Don't do that to me, man. Y'all notorious for that shit. Here we go. Question of the day. Let's do it. What has more pros than cons? The streets or monogamy? Oh yeah. Question of the day. What has more pros than cons? The streets or monogamy? Let's see. Let me think. What has more pros than cons? The streets or monogamy? I got to think about it. Because it depends on how you play in the streets. It really depends on how you play in the streets. Because monogamy is what it is. Joe Jett says monogamy has more pros, but you will do what's in your spirit. We'll elaborate on that second part. You will do what's in your spirit. What that mean? What does that consist of, Joe? He said monogamy has more pros. More pros than the streets? I think with monogamy, the pros are a lot of what you do get, and with being single, a lot of the pros is what you don't have to deal with. I hope that makes sense. So like being monogamous, you know what I mean? You have a foundation, somebody you could build with, you could potentially start family, establish that. You can get a lot of things going, right? For yourself, for your life, for your adulthood, etc. Then when you got the streets, though, it's a lot of stuff that monogamy comes with that you don't have to deal with. Like you don't have to deal with a woman's mouth in general. If you're a man, you know what that means. You don't have to deal with a woman's mouth. That is a major pro for a lot of men. A lot of men, when they say they choosing peace, they definitely choosing not to deal with a woman who talk a lot. You know what I'm saying? That's what that means. That's what that translates to. Joe Jett, eventually most people will end with monogamy, but some people have to scratch an itch. Yeah, I agree, Joe. I agree. Here's the thing, though. If you're monogamous and you have an unscratched itch, doesn't some of the pros of monogamy feel like a con? Let's progress that. If you're monogamous, but you haven't scratched the said itch that you speak of, right? Then doesn't monogamy start to feel like it has more cons than pros? Isn't that when people start feeling like they in jail, or, you know, I don't want to do this anymore, and, you know, I feel like I feel what they say, I feel suffocated in this relationship, all that type of shit. Isn't that when that happens though, Joe? I'm trying to come up with an answer that I can give y'all in a concise manner. I want to be able to bust my answer down, but I feel like there's so much to this. What has more pros than cons, the streets or monogamy? Because the grass is green where you water it. I'm telling you, depending on how you play these streets, it could be a very, very, very efficient and convenient situation. Because when I was single, I had my shit set up. It was convenient, very convenient. Like I'm talking about like when I had my stretch, single for like 6 years straight, I had a setup. These days, I don't operate all the way like a single nigga. I do more curving than anything. Yeah, but yeah, man, I would definitely say, I don't know, it just depends. Joe said it depends on the person, but I can't place that idea on another. Yeah, there's plenty of attractive women, but a strong relationship could be more productive than being in the streets. I agree. I'll say this. The streets got more pros than dealing with a woman that don't believe in you. If you a man that's dealing with a woman that got you in a posture where you feel like you have to prove something to her, then you better off being alone and going at whatever your ambition is alone. Just lock in and focus. But if you with a woman that believe in you and she gonna be your biggest cheerleader and even try to put her efforts into multiplying whatever it is you already working on, shit, you just unlocked the superpower. So I guess the answer to this question is it's contingent on the details. The answer really is contingent upon details. It's going to be an ICB, y'all. A lot of these questions of the day is like individual case basis. Sometimes we can come up with a generalization, you know, by brainstorming and talking it out. You know, I do this in real time. I don't try to ponder on these questions before I come on. You know, I just do this in real time, and we just try to brainstorm out loud. Even if there's nobody in the chat, Joe Jet coming through today, but even if there's nobody in the chat, I'll just brainstorm it out loud and talk it through and see what we can come up with. But on this one, I think it's really just, it depends. Case to case to case. Because if you a dude in the streets that, let's say you're a man that women find to be generally attractive, and you got a couple of dollars, but you don't have no discipline, and you in the streets, you better off being in a relationship. Them streets gonna eat you alive. You're gonna have to go to the doctor a couple times. You might have to go to Planned Parenthood a couple times. You might have to, you get what I'm saying? Them streets treacherous. The streets are treacherous for a man that is generally attractive to women with a couple dollars and no discipline. The streets are treacherous. You're literally going to create hell on earth for yourself. For sure. Oh, yeah. Now, if you got some discipline and a couple dollars and a mission that you on and you single, if you can't find the right woman, I would say stay in the streets because you're going to get more done. You're going to get way more done. But if you find a woman that's like, she on board and she coming to you, hey, I know you got your plans. I know you got your idea. I was just thinking about something that you may want to try. You could do this, this, and this. That'll be another revenue stream. Oh, shit. You and this bitch talking to me about making some more money and leveling up my goals? She's a keeper. But yeah. So the answer to the question of the day, inconclusive, man. Inconclusive. I say it's based on the details. But that's the question of the day. What has more pros than cons, the streets or monogamy? Y'all let me know if y'all watching this on the playback, what y'all think. Jump in the comments and spell it out for me. All right, y'all. We about to move into story time. I have not watched any of the details of this story time at all. So I don't know what this is about. We going straight to TikTok and we going to let her tell us. Straight just like that. We're going to go straight to TikTok and let her tell us. I have no idea what this is about. She just looked too excited to let us know, though. So we definitely going to find out what's going on. My TikTok booming. We got comments. All right. Let's do it.
I had just had my second child, and I don't know. We was both asleep at the time, and then I got the urge to wake. Imagine waking up out of your sleep and having the urge to go through your partner's phone and seeing a message that says the way you had me bent over in the mirror. Okay, story time. So I had just had my second child, and I don't know, we was both asleep at the time, and then I got the urge to wake up, and I had this eerie feeling like, I don't know, I knew something was off. So I decided to go through the phone.
Listen to me. Females come up with the dumbest fucking explanations as to why they want to go through your shit. You nosy, you the police, you insecure. Don't you call it intuition? No, it ain't intuition, because you knew what type of nigga you had when you had the nigga. So it ain't no damn intuition. You looking for trouble, maybe looking for a way out, a way back to the streets. Because when she finds this information, is she going to leave the man? Is she going to stay with the man? If you're going to stay, don't even look through the phone. If you're going to stay, don't even look through the phone. Your ignorance is bliss. If you're going to leave, go look. But if you're going to stay, don't look through the phone. You just had a baby. You said you were with child, right? We're assuming it's his child. Why are you looking for a reason to fuck this shit up? Why? Talking about you had an eerie feeling. You woke up in the middle of the night. When I wake up in the middle of the night, I have an eerie feeling too. It's called I need to go pee. I'm going to let her continue. My fault, y'all. My fault, y'all. Mildly triggered. Mildly triggered. Nigga who been through. I've had my phone gone through. I've had my phone gone through. Trauma. Let's go.
As soon as I opened up a phone, like a few minutes before I opened it, this girl had texted him. And she was like, the way you had me bent over in front of the mirror with some little emoji. My heart dropped to my ass. I was like, what the fuck? Okay, so I text her off his phone. I was like, when? Mind you, I just had my daughter a month prior. She said in August. It was September. She said August. Oh my gosh, I was pissed off. So I decided to text the girl off my phone. So I'm like, hey, this is such and such girlfriend. I'm trying to see what's tea. So she was like, girlfriend? Such and such with a girlfriend? Ain't no way. So I'm like, what the fuck? Mind you, this boy had been telling me, oh, these girls know about you. Everybody knows about you. Which I already knew he was lying. They know about me, but they don't know that I'm your girlfriend. You just lying to them. So, oh my gosh. So she started telling me everything he told her. The nigga was telling all my business to her, telling her how my mama died and how my first child, the dad wasn't around, so he was just helping me out or something like that. I'm like, I was beyond pissed. I was so pissed and hurt because it's like, I've known this person my whole life. Like, that's who I thought was going to be my partner. So I'm just texting a girl, whatever. I leave it alone. I'm just thinking, like, I'm contemplating on what to do. So I get an idea. I'm like, okay. I screenshot the messages on his phone. I save it as his screensaver.
Holes in the story. Let's go back. Rewind the tape, ladies and gentlemen. Holes in the story. Flag on the play. Holes in the story. Let's go.
Oh my gosh. I was pissed off. So I decided to text the girl off my phone. So I'm like, hey, this is such and such girlfriend. I'm trying to see what's tea. So she was like, girlfriend? Such and such with a girlfriend? Ain't no way. So I'm like, what the fuck? Mind you, this boy had been telling me, oh, these girls know about you. Everybody knows about you.
Stop. Ladies and gentlemen, who is these girls? Who is everybody? It wasn't you waking up with an eerie feeling that made you go through his phone. This piece of the story here exposes that you guys have had fidelity question marks in the past. Every time we go to these story times, we find the holes in these stories. He always telling me, these girls know about you. Everybody knows about you. Who is these girls? Who is everybody? What conversation were y'all having in the past that would make him use such literature? So you went through the phone because y'all been having problems. Like I said, before I let her continue her story, I told y'all she knew the nigga she had when she got the nigga. I do this so we can crack the codes. Exposing the bullshit is just a part of the mission. I do not hate women. I love them. but they be full of shit on this TikTok. They be full of shit on here. Let's go.
Which I already knew he was lying. They know about me, but they don't know that I'm your girlfriend. You just lying to them.
So who is them and what is the lie he's telling? Is he telling them that you're his sister? Is he telling them that you're his cousin that he lived with? Is he telling them what's the lie? Let's go.
So, oh my gosh. So she started telling me everything he told her. The nigga was telling all my business to her, telling her how my mama died and how.
Who are you to him? For him to be on the phone with his side piece, telling all of his main piece's business, who does the side piece think you are? Y'all help me. There's gaps, there's holes, there's gaps. No puffy. Help me, chat.
My first child, the dad wasn't around, so he was just helping me out or something like that. I'm like, I was beyond pissed. I was so pissed and hurt because it's like.
Chat going crazy. Joe Jet said, da-da-da. Rob, what's going on, dog? Rob said, SMH, why does women intuition only work when it wants and not when it's supposed to? Hey, that's another question we're going to come back to for chat Q&A. Beautiful question. Joe Jet says, sounds like dude is a habitual hugger. On phone now, because what? Because what is he talk about? They know about you. All these girls know about you. What he go to church or something? Who is these girls? Like, hey, let's go.
I've known this person my whole life. Like, that's who I thought was going to be my partner. So I'm just texting a girl, whatever. I leave it alone. I'm just thinking, like, I'm contemplating on what to do. So I get an idea. I'm
hit the like button.
I screenshot the messages on his phone. I save it as his screensaver. And then I get my kids' stuff. I pack up a bag and I leave. Mind you, he has to get up for work shortly. So I think it was like a few hours. I'm pissed off. I got my newborn and my oldest daughter. And I go get in my car with my stuff and I left. So he woke up. He's blowing my phone up. Mind you, I'm outside of the apartments. I just parked somewhere else. So come on.
Flag on the play. Flag on the play. Somebody called DCFS. I know she ain't just say she packed up her oldest and a newborn, put them in the car and went and parked the car somewhere else and just sat in the car. Flag on the play. Now, is this parental negligence or is this a lying motherfucker? It's 1:11 p.m. I've been catching the clock on 1:11. I think the universe is showing me something. Hello, let's go. Let's go back. Let's go back.
My newborn and my oldest daughter. I pack up a bag and I leave. Mind you, he has to get up for work shortly. So I think it was like a few hours. I'm pissed off. I got my newborn and my oldest daughter. And I go get in my car with my stuff and I left. So he woke up. He's blowing my phone up. Mind you, I'm outside of the apartments. I just
Didn't she say he had to get up in a couple hours? Hello, let's go back.
Else. So
no.
He's saying how he's sorry and he did his life. Like, that's who I thought was going to be my partner. So I'm just texting a girl, whatever. I leave it alone. I'm just thinking, like, I'm contemplating on what to do. So I get an idea. I'm like, okay. I screenshot the messages on his phone. I save it as his screensaver. And then I get my kids' stuff. I pack up a bag and I leave. Mind you, he has to get up for work shortly. So I think it was like a few hours. I'm pissed off. I got my newborn and
He has to get up for work shortly. I think it was a few hours. I packed the kids up and my stuff and we go sit in a car and move and relocate in the apartment's parking lot and sit in the car. I have my newborn with me is the confession that this woman has made. Let us continue.
My oldest daughter. And I go get in my car with my stuff and I left. So he woke up. He's blowing my phone up. Mind you, I'm outside of the apartments. I just parked somewhere else. So he's saying how he's so sorry and he this and that. Oh, it was just this blah, 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 blah. Oh my. The girl said the way you had me bent over in the mirror.
That's right. That's right. You know how you got pregnant.
Imagine waking up out of your sleep.
Yep. And that is the story time, ladies and gentlemen. That is the story time. That is the story time. Joe Jet says she needs to look in the mirror and say, I'm a home wrecker. Hello. Listen to me, man. Listen to me, man. Nasty work. Nasty work. All the way through. I don't know why people get on the internet. They go to do a story time and then be lying all through the story time, leaving shit out. You know what I mean? And I hate to sound sexist, but I never believe a woman's story. Not the whole thing. I believe the parts they telling me to be exaggerated in their favor. That's what I believe. And I believe a lot of shit left out that makes them look a way that they don't want to be perceived. I just believe that the version of the story I'm getting is their version. That's what I believe. I don't be believing that I'm getting the whole truth and nothing but the truth, so help me God. Fuck no. Fuck no. You'd be ignorant. You'd be ignorant. You'd be ignorant. Yeah. That would be dumb to just believe, take them just at their word and face value. Listen to all the shit she just left out. And then listen to the shit she didn't even know she was confessing. You packed up a newborn baby in a car and just for a few hours went and parked in the parking lot in a different spot, just waiting on him to wake up and blow your phone up. What type of shit is that? But, you know, we ain't gonna lean on her. We ain't gonna lean on her too hard. She seemed to already be dealing with a lot. In the edited version of the Storytime video, you know, the link to the TikTok creator will always be in the description because we got to eat. You know what I'm saying? And it's enough food for everybody, for sure, for sure. But that's the story time for today. Now, we moving into the code language conversation. That's not it. We're moving into the code language conversation. Code language today is on. The code language for today is on the recluse. You know, with the code language, we always start with the book definition. So we're going to look up the definition of a recluse and we're going to go from there. Recluse. A recluse is a person who lives in seclusion and isolation from society, often deliberately. This can involve a withdrawal from social interactions, a preference for solitary activities, or a desire to live apart from the crowds. The term can also refer to a type of spider, the brown recluse, known for its venomous bite. That has nothing to do with this. But look, social isolation. A recluse typically avoids social gatherings, interactions with others, and may prefer to spend time alone. Voluntary or involuntary. While often a voluntary choice, a person might become a recluse due to circumstances like mental health issues like anxiety or depression, or due to a traumatic event. I want to stop right there for a second because oftentimes people who are recluse, they do get hit with that second part, right? They do get hit with the weird or socially awkward or socially anxious or depressed. They get hit with that very, very often. And me, myself, I am actually a recluse. People don't know that I'm a recluse because I am good at being social. If you are to catch me outside, which I'm rarely out kicking it with people, but, you know, I have my own events sometimes, and at my events, I have to be present. But if you are to catch me outside at certain places where I frequent, then you wouldn't think that I'm a recluse. You wouldn't think that I'm an introvert. You wouldn't think that I prefer to be to myself in my house alone. You wouldn't think that. You wouldn't think it at all because I'm good at being social. I know how to be social, but that just comes from adaptation and life circumstances. I've played team sports my entire life, right? So I know how to be in a team environment. I know how to be in a bonding environment. I know how to fellowship. I know how to exist in that atmosphere. But is it my preference? Absolutely not. And as soon as I have an opportunity, I'm leaving. When I show up to social events, I'm showing up with a shot clock. I'm showing up with a shot clock. Yeah, I'm finna pull up to this because I fuck with the homie, but they got 30 minutes. As soon as I get in the door, the clock's on the walk up. When I hit the door bell, when I knock, the clock starts. I won't be here that long. My social battery only charges up to 25%. My shit don't even go to full. You know what I mean? But it's not because of depression, anxiety. Sometimes it's just one of them things where it's like when you know you're not the type of person that generally fits in, you get tired of trying. You don't really want to fit in. You're not interested in being in an environment where you could be judged for sticking out, standing out. You know what I mean? And all of the things that come with being different, unique, awake, etc. Right? So Yeah, I'm pulling up with a shot clock. Joe Jet said, not the shot clock. Oh, for sure. For sure. I will not be here long. I'm here for a short time, not a long time. I'm the motherfucker. When I show up, whoever I'm there for, I'm going to say what's up to them first so they know I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. I came. I'm here. You all right? You good? That's what's up. Ooh, ooh. I mingle a little bit. 5 minutes later, tap them again. Let them know I'm still here. 10 minutes later, tap them again. Let them know I'm still here. The next time I tap them, it's because I'm about to head out. I'm about to head out. I'm about to head out. Yeah. Back to my cave. Back to my cave. I was talking on the phone to my cousin before I came on live today. I told my cousin I was listening to some music, and he heard the music I was listening to in the background. And this is my cousin I talk to every single day. And he was like, I had no idea you listen to shit like this. And I was like, yeah, I'm only myself when I'm alone. Facts. That's why I'm a recluse. I can only be myself comfortably when I'm alone. So I like being alone. And it used to be me and my dog, but rest in peace, Sebastian. I lost my dog. You know what I mean? But recently too. But yeah, we're going to take it on the chin. We're going to keep going. But yeah, man. So, you know, all recluse are not depressed. All recluse are not anxious. Some recluse, like I said in the introvert video too, which a lot of people confuse and conflate reclusiveness to introversion. They can go hand in hand, but they are different. But like I said in the introvert code language too, some people just understand what other people don't understand. And so because of it, they prefer to keep distance. I'm some people. For sure. But that's the code language for today on being reclusive. And I'll read the definition one more time just to end it off, right? Or the book definition: a person who lives a solitary life and tends to avoid other people. The explanation for it also includes oftentimes deliberately. So yeah, that's the code language, man. Recluse. All right, we're going to go back to this question real quick for chat Q&A, and then I got to roll. I got 10 minutes for chat Q&A. All right. Rob said, why does women's intuition only work when it wants and not when it's supposed to? He put laughing faces. I'm going to answer this seriously, though, because oftentimes women only listen to their intuition when it's telling them something that they want to hear. No, y'all didn't expect that answer. Women's intuition works all the time. Men and women both have intuition. Your gut, when your gut tell you something, when you have a gut feeling, a gut instinct, people always say, go with your gut, follow your gut, stick to your gut. Women's gut speak to them all the time. Women's gut tell them when a dude is no good, but their hormones tell them he's sexy. And so they do what they want to do instead of following their gut. And then they blame the man for being a shitty baby daddy when he never wanted to be a father to a child for you. Women's intuition doesn't work only work when it wants to. It works all the time. They listen to it when it's telling them something that they want to hear for whatever reason. Women who check men's phones, I'm convinced, want to be out of their relationships. If you're looking through the phone, you're looking for an exit. So you go through the phone and find nothing. Do it make you love him harder, or are you disappointed that he wasn't what you thought he was? Because to pick up that phone and go through it, you already think something about that man. You already think something about him to pick up the phone and go through it. You think something about him already. You have a preconceived notion. You are not checking his phone because you have no suspicion in the world. It's never happened. It's never happened. So you're looking through the phone because you're looking for a door. And you'll call it intuition and all that shit. It's a way out. You're looking for a way out. You're not picking up his phone and going through his phone looking for a reason to trust him harder. You're trying to catch him. You going through that motherfucker to look for something that don't look right. My parents still married to this day because my mama ain't never looked for a reason to leave my daddy. She never looked for one. I remember my mom saying, yeah, I don't go through no phones. I don't check nothing. I don't check the books. I ain't checking the caller IDs and the history and the times. I'm not doing none of that. I'm not doing that. Something happened and it come to the light. I hope she likes sharing because I ain't going nowhere. That's how you stay married 40 years. And I'm not saying that, they as far as I know, my parents ain't never had no scandals. But you know what I mean? I'm just saying, like, why you looking for trouble? So I think women's intuition does work all the time. I don't think it works when it wants to. I think it works all the time. And again, they pay attention to it and they take heed to it when it's giving them intuition or signals that they are looking for, even if it's something that's going to create turbulence. For whatever reason, they're seeking that turbulence, trauma, trust issues, commitment issues. There's a lot of reasons why people self-sabotage. It's a lot of reasons why people over-police their partners. It's a lot of reasons why people have trust issues. There's a lot of reasons. A lot of the shit is rooted in trauma, whether it be childhood trauma, adulthood trauma, youth trauma, whatever. You know what I mean? So that's my answer on that for the chat Q&A. I think women's intuition be in full force, and I just think that, you know what I mean? Like I say, oh, my gut told me, but when your gut tells you don't let Carlton get no booty, you still went for him. And now you got dragging him all through child parent court and all and listen, and you shouldn't even never let him clap, let alone let him clap Ray Nagin. You let him in that bald head. So, you know, you wasn't listening to your intuition then. You was listening to your hoo-ha. Yup. So that's my answer on the question of the day. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Let me know if you agree or disagree or what your answer is apart from mine, whatever the case may be. Tap in the comments and let me know so we can have a conversation because we got to crack these codes, man. But yeah, thank you to Rob for the question of the, for the chat Q&A question of the day. For sure. But all right, y'all, I got some running around to do. I appreciate y'all. You know, I got nothing but love for y'all. Appreciate Joe Jet. Shout out to Jay Zilla. Shout out to Rob. Shout out to everybody that slid through. I saw the numbers going up and down. I know around this time of day, people normally got me in their headphones and they're not really able to be active in the chat. It's all good. You know, I'll pull up ready to go one on nobody for y'all. So don't even trip. But yeah, man, make sure y'all hit the subscribe button if you haven't. Tell somebody about the channel if you haven't. And if you don't do nothing else, do it for me, man. Stick to the code.
Classic codes, I ain't taking it slow. Forgive me, Lord, I woke up in that mode. Weathered the winters when left in the cold. Harden my heart and that heart in the flow.